Good morning from Miami, Florida. I'm Alicia and this is my boyfriend Nate, and we're the passport couple. In our last video, we showed you what boat life was like with our friends Jen and Elliot, and after 3 weeks aboard Pivot, we finally headed back to land so we can get rid of our sea legs we worked so hard to get. And today we're finally heading back to Southeast Asia. We'll be sharing all the details about the Thailand Pass, Phuket Sandbox program, and the 60-day tourist visa. As with most of the countries we visited in the last year, we need to get a PCR test before visiting Thailand. And as with most times we needed a COVID test, we are waiting till the last minute.
Yes. Good day. You too.
You're negative.
Oh, thank goodness.
We just finished up our testing, and fortunately, it did turn out to be free, which we are very grateful for. We ended up getting the rapid antigen test, which came out negative, and the PCR test, which he did say could take up to 48 hours, but we're hoping it comes in under that. In our experience, it's usually taken at most 24 hours.
All right, we are getting ready to leave the country again, so the place is a disaster. I've had to pack up everything into our suitcases and our backpacks to make for a comfortable 30 hours of travel. And I have to get all of our documentation together, which is a ton because we need not only the information for COVID entry, but also our 60-day visa stuff. Oh my gosh.
No. 52.3.
This is really bad. It's gonna be close. About 50.
To visit Thailand right now from the United States, there are 3 ways to enter the country. The first one is the Test and Go program, which is what we'll be doing. This only requires that you have some documentation ahead of time, including 2 prepaid COVID tests, which you have to take on the 1st and the 5th day. You do need to stay at an approved hotel for that 1st and 5th night while you wait for the results, but they don't have to be in the same city or even the same province. After you test negative on that 1st day, you're free to travel anywhere within Thailand. The second option is the Sandbox program in Phuket or Samui, and the third and final option is the alternative quarantine program. PCR test, we do already have our antigen test results in PDF form and has everything on there except for the words PCR, so hopefully the gate agents don't notice that and will just check us in. If not, we have to get a rapid PCR test, which is going to cost us at least $175 per person. Ugh. Second, Nate still needs his 60-day visa, and even though we submitted everything at the same time, I got mine back, but he doesn't have his. One thing that's really difficult about checking in for international flights now is they don't open until 4 hours before the flight. So you have to wait in line if you get here earlier than that, and you can only start checking in at 4 hours ahead of time. Okay. She didn't accept our COVID tests because they were antigen tests. So we're still waiting on the results of the PCR, and we're trying to get a hold of Nova.
Is there anything that we can do?
Otherwise, we have to go pay over $300 for some rapid PCR tests. Not exactly the best start, but hopefully the only hiccup we have.
Can you ask her if she can send proof that we took a PCR even if it doesn't have a result?
Is there any way you can send proof that we took a PCR test, even though it's not done or processed?
Okay, Nate was able to call Nova and get a requisition form that says that we requested a PCR test. So that hopefully will prove that we took the PCR test only and that that's what the results are from. So, fingers crossed.
Sorry guys, we got an email from the lab that we took it at that said we requested the PCR test.
Oh, sorry, you can unplug me.
No,
Awesome.
you guys are good to go.
Oh my god.
Holy cow.
Kimberly at Turkish Airlines was amazing. We're able to get through with the PCR tests that we have. We're good to go. Sigh.
Great job,
Okay,
baby.
time to go stand in this really long security line. Do we have TSA pre-check? No.
Okay.
So the line to get through security is about 20 to 25 minutes, which probably means about 30 minutes. So we're gonna sign up for Clear really quick because there's a 14-day free trial and it should take a lot less time than waiting in that line. Plus our credit card will cover one person's actual enrollment if we decide to keep it. So let's go sign up quick and get through so we can go to the lounge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The seam open. Yes.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Now that we actually made it inside the airport, I wanted to go over the exact requirements for the Thailand Pass, since that is the method we are using in order to enter into Thailand. In order to ensure that you actually get the QR code needed for the Thailand Pass, they recommend that you apply at least 7 days before your departure. You have to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19, and you have to have at least 14 days since your last dose, and no more than 12 months since your last dose, which may mean that you need to get boosted. The third requirement is to have health insurance. It needs to be for a minimum of $50,000 US, and it has to cover COVID-19. We use Safety Wing that costs us $40.04 per month per person, since we do travel full time, and that includes well over the minimum requirement of $50,000 and does cover COVID-19 completely. There is a link in the description if you're interested in checking out Safety Wing for all your long-term travel needs. They also have plans for shorter stays, so if you're only going somewhere for 1 to 3 weeks, you can also sign up for plans that match your stay. Lastly, you need to have an approved hotel reservation with an SHA Plus hotel. It took us less than 48 hours to get our QR codes, but you should plan for at most 7 days. Our time at the Turkish Airlines lounge is come to an end, and it's time to board our first of 2 flights today. It's the longest one, luckily.
Well, tonight, not today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, welcome aboard.
Yeah, there's TVs. I'm so pumped.
Good gosh. Go nuts.
Got into our seats, and we actually got window seats, which never happens on these long haul flights. We're always stuck in the middle of the middle. So we have a great window seat. But look at how big this window is. And it is dark because I tinted it. We're so excited about the new technology because we've been on so many old planes. This is awesome. We got a little hygiene kit when we got on the plane. N95 mask, 2 surgical masks, hand sanitizer, and some alcohol wipes. Also on our seats was a blanket and headphones. We both got this really nice bag that has some amenities in it. Like, honestly, I'm just really excited about the bag. You can never have too many bags when you travel full time. Toothbrush, toothpaste, slippers, earplugs, eye mask, socks, vegan lip balm. This is like my favorite travel day ever. I'm just on cloud 22, not even 9.
Ladies and gentlemen and dear children, welcome to Istanbul Airport, meeting point of the world. We hope that you have a pleasant flight.
Thank you very much. You too. Hello.
Get this way.
Thank you.
The Istanbul airport is insanely beautiful, massive, and very new. There's a museum. Also a Shake Shack. I love Shake Shack.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Now, since we're moving to Thailand for the next 2 months, we did have to apply for an extended 60-day tourist visa. The normal visa on arrival is only for 30 days, and there is a lot to do for this. On top of the Thailand Pass, this is completely separate with a separate website, although it is much easier to apply to and much more user-friendly, which I like. In the end, I had to upload over 13 documents. Your passport, a photo of you holding your passport, your passport photos separately, a scanned copy of every passport stamp from the last 12 months, your flight confirmation to enter Thailand, your flight confirmation to exit Thailand, all of your hotel confirmations, different documents showing your legal residency of the United States, and lastly, a bank statement of at least $700 per person, and it cost us $40 per person. And it's recommended that you apply at least 2 weeks ahead of time. I only gave us a week ahead of our flight, and I ended up getting my visa back, but we're still waiting on Nate's visa. Oh my gosh, Nate just got approved for a 60-day visa. We were literally like 2 minutes from leaving the lounge to get on the plane. I thought I would check one last time. Oh my god, yes! Yes, yes, yes. I got your visa.
No way.
Seriously.
Really?
Right now.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That couldn't be better timing. Yes. Yes.
Watch out.
I can't believe how busy this airport is at 1:15 in the morning. It just looks like the middle of the day on a regular day, and nobody looks as alarmed to be here at this time of night as I feel to be here and flying at 1:15 in the morning.
Hello. There is mine and his.
Thai Pass and PCR test.
Yes. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Pre-check to the pre-check to the pre-check.
We just got in a line and we didn't really know what it was for, but it was in front of our gate, and they just ended up stamping our boarding passes to make sure we had our Thailand Pass and negative PCR tests. So it was really easy once we were up there. And then boarding hasn't started yet, but everybody's waiting in line, so we're just gonna sit down because our backpacks weigh a lot.
After getting off the plane and entering into Phuket International Airport, it became very clear this is a very organized and efficient process. Literally every person had one job. And the first person we saw was basically just herding us together to send us to these huge group of chairs where they verified all of the documents that you needed were in place before they sent you off to the next station.
From there, we got in line to have all of our documents officially checked. They scanned our Thailand Pass QR code, checked our COVID vaccine form, and took our physical printed copy of our COVID test.
And then from there, we went over to immigration.
Here we showed our 60-day visa, and we got the 60-day stamp.
After immigration, we thought we'd be getting our COVID tests inside the airport, but it turns out we got our luggage, and then we saw another person working at the airport, and they checked the receipt for our COVID test and sent us on to the registration line, which was actually outside the airport.
It was a super quick process. We took the registration and got our test, and then we moved on outside further to the actual testing spots.
And it was kind of, I don't know, futuristic and weird. There's just people in boxes, and they had these like extended arms. They were inside and you were outside. When you were called, you walked up to them and you gave them your COVID test, and then they showed you your COVID test and verified that that was actually you. And then it was a normal swab. And once the test was complete, she gave us a yellow sticker that said swab test completed. And then we were sent outside to the car queue line.
So there is where everybody was waiting to pick up their passengers, and I said our hotel and they announced it on the microphone, and there was nobody there because I forgot to book it. So we ended up just getting a taxi. That was it.
And then we were taken to our hotel, and
while checking in, we had to download an app and input our Thailand Pass QR code. And this shows a QR code when you're going to restaurants or tourist activities that you are all good to go with the Thailand Pass and negative COVID tests. All right.
that was it.
Look at this view.
And we sat in quarantine until we got our results. I think at about 2 in the morning, we found that they came through and they said nothing was detected. So we were good to go for the next 5 days.
It's officially day 5, and it's time to get our third of now 3 COVID tests. Hopefully we'll be done after this.
Better than coffee. Okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We had to book our COVID tests ahead of time before we even applied for the Thailand Pass and showed proof of receipt when applying for the Thailand Pass and once we arrived in Thailand. The tests themselves cost 2,100 baht per test per person. So in total, we spent 8,400 baht on COVID tests just in Thailand alone. Luckily, we did get free tests back in Florida, so that definitely helped save us some money. While most tests are booked as a package deal with your hotel, we booked directly through our hotel's website, so we had to book them separately just through the Thailand PSAS website. Made it super easy and we could easily show our receipts, and we didn't have to really do anything once we got to the testing sites except for sign a couple of documents. And now we wait for our results in quarantine.
Let the quarantine begin.
Since we're gonna be in the room for the next 24-ish hours, we thought we'd give you a quick tour of our sweet little hotel room and more detailed information about the entire hotel booking process. It was way more fun than I expected. They don't mess with her. So there's 3 things that we were looking for our quarantine hotel. 1 was a Hilton bed because they're probably our favorite beds in the whole world. 2 was some working space, so while we're stuck in the room, we still have space to spread out and work. And 3 was a free breakfast, which we get at all Hilton properties. If you want to learn more about being a Hilton Diamond member, check out our link to our handy dandy little blog post. Shameless plug, we never have those. A little bit more about the booking process required for your hotel reservations under the Test and Go program. It's honestly pretty straightforward. You can book your hotel through any platform as long as it's an SHA Plus certified hotel. And I found when looking on booking.com, for example, most of the hero shots for the hotels include the certification so you know what you're booking, and then you can cross-check it with the official list on the Thailand Embassy page. You only need to book the approved hotel for your first and your 5th night in Thailand, and they don't have to be the same hotel. We opted to stay in the same area since we're staying in Phuket for a month, so we stayed at the same hotel from the 1st to the 5th night, so we didn't have to pick up and move. However, if you want to travel elsewhere within Thailand, you have to stay your first night on the island of Phuket, but after you receive your negative COVID test, you're free to go anywhere in Thailand. You just have to return back to an SHA Plus hotel for your 5th night and get a COVID test.
We're free.
We ended up getting our COVID-19 negative tests in the middle of the night sometimes, so we were in quarantine the entire day yesterday, which was fine by us because we went to bed before 9.
Again.
We didn't get an email or a phone call or anything like that. We just had to keep checking the website that they gave us, which they have a QR code for at the place that we got tested.
And even though technically it was a lot of work to get to Thailand, traveling is really what fills our cup and what makes us tick. So for us, it's kind of a small price to pay to be able to travel anywhere right now. We hope this video was helpful to you to show the process of getting to Thailand. We hope you'll visit Thailand too because it's an amazing country. And if you enjoyed it and thought it was helpful, please hit the like button below. And if you want to stamp your passport with us again,
make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next video. We have a lot more Thailand content coming up and it should be fun.
We're excited. And even though we only have like 5 more hours to be awake, it's not good night yet. We'll see you next time.
Since we're gonna be, focus. Second, Nate needs to, this is so heavy. I don't even have to look up the Rotten Tomato scores because I just know I want to watch them. There's too many to choose from. I'm not sleeping. I'm so excited. We got a little hygiene kit. So in total, we spent, dang it, I was really trying to do that math while I was talking, but I couldn't do it.
It's super impressive.
It's not impressive because I didn't do it.
The attempt was impressive.
Take two. I don't remember how I started.